Where we shop, where we eat, and have fun all makes us part of our community, which makes it also our homes. One-of-a-kind businesses are an integral part of the distinctive character of this place that we call home. Our tourist business also benefit from this. When people go on vacation, they generally seek out destinations that offer them a little sense of being someplace rather than just not at a place. This is a quote by Richard Moe, and he's the president of the National Historic Preservation Trust. So 50% of the consumers surveyed believe that local foods cost more than the other foods, which is an even split, 50 and 50. If you guys think this, just let me know in the peer reviews. While that may be true for some extent, you are actually buying a higher quality food, which is much better for you, and it's giving money back to the economy because there are lower tax rates, but with those lower tax rates, the farmers are giving that money back into other local businesses. I know a little bit about this just because I've been going to farmers markets with my mom and my parents for a little while now. I will talk to you today about how it's healthier for you to buy local and how it creates a strong sense of community. So it's healthier to buy local foods because a majority of the produce in the U.S. is picked 4 to 7 days before it is put out on supermarket shelves, but that's typically shipped over an average of 1,500 miles before it's put out onto the shelves. But that's only shipping for the U.S. The distances are much longer when you think about produce that has been shipped from Mexico, Asia, Canada, or any place that you can think of. With all that travel time, our produce has been packed full of unhealthy chemicals like preservatives, and if you buy locally, then the picking time's cut in half. So it's going to be picked like 2 days before and then packed up in someone's truck and like brought to the local farmer's market. So it won't be packed full of preservatives and it'll be much healthier. With that being said as well, you cut down on travel and shipping time, so it's cutting down on the environmental impact, which makes it which has less pollution in doing so. So by reducing the travel time, it also makes the community closer knit, and it's creating that sense of community I was mentioning earlier. So about 18 cents of every dollar that goes to the grower is because of the big supermarkets, because 82 cents of that dollar goes to various mysterious middlemen. And if you buy locally, then they will directly get the consumer's dollar and cut out the middleman, and they get the full price that they grow for. If you invest your dollar closer to home, then you'll strengthen the local community more, and the money is kept in the community because locally owned businesses often purchase from other local businesses. Taxes are lower on locally grown food as well, and lower taxes are always a plus. Local businesses use the little bit of tax money that they acquire to be more efficient whenever they use public services of their own town. So instead of using your tax money at a big supermarket store and shipping the produce from there to a different place, the farmers will take the tax revenue that they make and give it back to the community as, thanks for letting me use your little tent or the parking lot space that I'm using for today. So by creating a sense of community through buying locally grown foods and it's having it be healthier for you, makes local grown food a better option. Locally grown food does not mean buying locally grown food does not mean walling out the outside community. It means that businesses will use local resources, which creates sustainability, local employment, and serves a local consumer to be a loyal consumer and a more critical consumer of what they're buying. It means becoming more self-sufficient and less dependent on imports. Controlling moves from the boardrooms of distant corporations and back into the community where it should belong. And that's a rough interpretation of a quote by Michael Schumann, which is the author of the book Going Local. If you haven't read Going Local, I highly suggest it because it wraps up everything that I just said, and it's where I spend a lot of my research time, and it definitely opens your eyes if you don't know much about the local food markets, or you're kind of skeptical, or you're like, well, those are points that people I've already talked about, and you feel like I didn't cover them completely enough, then you can definitely turn to that book.